and you're coming to slander them. The reason that you made this latest video, he's saying that you made it because you wanted to marginalize them, you wanted to defame them.
Have you noticed that, Lead? The whole like clout, you're clout chasing. Everybody constantly says that.
Yes.
Isn't that strange?
We're going to go ahead and cover this live stream you just did on this situation here that we got. I think it's interesting because, listen, Donny Boi, you might think it's trolling, but the rest of the manosphere, all right, we disagree with you. And this isn't from me, all right? This is from lead attorney. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Let's see what the lead attorney has to say about your trolling, Donny Boi.
Is so desperate to grow his channel. If you look closely, he doesn't have much organic growth. He's seeing everyone blow up except him. Has become shit.
Whoa! Whoa! I thought they were friends. Whoa!
No, he read the super chat. He read the super chat, dog. Hey, look at this. Look at this. He said, Donovan is so that's a $20. Somebody paid $20 just to say this. Somebody said Donovan is so desperate to grow his channel. If you look closely, he doesn't have much organic growth. He's seen everyone blow up except him. He has become a sycophant for Fresh and Fit and will say anything for views.
Killed him.
Hey, bro, dog. Listen, hey, and this was y'all. This was right after Lee's monologue. All right, this is a super chat he got right after the monologue as he was getting into the whole Fresh and Fit situation. So listen, I'm letting y'all know right now. This is how people are feeling about the whole situation. Donny Boi, okay, you got to understand. We know you need Fresh and Fit to survive. We know you need some of these other guys in the space of making content to survive. So don't just be acting like, nah, those guys, they're just, they're losers. They're black pillars. They don't care. We know you rely on this kind of content, bro. We know it. That Fresh and Fit audience is starting to dry up, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like you got to come up with some original stuff, buddy, because a lot of people are noticing it aside from us.
You see the Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit every day.
It's either or, and it just doesn't make any sense, bro. It's like, bro, like, and then you know what he does? He goes on other people's channel and talks about how they're unoriginal, right? Like, you guys aren't freaking original. All you guys do is talk shit about the manosphere. All you guys do is talk shit about us. It's like, no. We're talking shit about you being unoriginal because you're over here capable dudes who are unoriginal because they got their shit from you. So I'm sorry, bro. Like, if that means that we're unoriginal, what the fuck does that make you, bro? Like, you're always doing Kevin Samuels. It's always with the whole controversy with the women and all that, the Fresh and Fit, every single one. And all your talking points, they're exactly the same, dog. It haven't changed for years, bro. That's the whole problem,
he's a fraud too,
bro. Huh?
He's a fraud too. My
absolutely
saying stuff all the time. Like he just thinks Donovan Sharp is a specimen. So he follows him on Instagram. And he be like taking pictures with his wife and like they're smiling at each other and looking at each other like, ooh, and all this kind of stuff. So he's living a whole other kind of life than what he's telling all these other guys to live.
Absolutely. Listen. And y'all, if y'all didn't catch the video I put out basically breaking down Donny Boi's life, okay? He's right. Grind and Motivate is right. Donny Boi does not live the lifestyle he preaches. Earlier throughout his whole entire career when he got started, what does he always preach? Don't date single moms. Women are hoes. Don't date women over 30. Women who are overweight need to lose weight. Like he was going in, bro, and then come to find out on the back end of things when nobody is watching. Guess what? You married a single mom. There's the same dude telling niggas not to get married. You married a single mom. You married someone who is post-wall 40, and he talks about it and just how he like talks shit about her too, just publicly, which is crazy. Talking about all the dick she done sucked right before she got to him. Like it's wild, bro. I'm telling you, bro. This dude, he admits that his wife was doing some fuck shit, and bro, it was all in the breakdown. He admits his wife does some fuck shit, yet he wifed her up on the back end. And it wasn't until he got called out by, I think it was MGTOW Dictionaries, Anthony Johnson, and it was a couple other people that really shot it out there that really like opened a lot of people's eyes to like, oh shit, like this dude is fake. Then he came out to admit the fact that, I guess I'm apparently married to a woman.
Right.
But you see what I'm saying? Playing the exact same fucking game. But it's like, bruh, no, we got you, dog. We got you. You telling all these young dudes out here all this shit about women and what not to do, and you go ahead and jump into a relationship with the person that you basically have been railing against through your entire audience. That's wild to me, dog. And that was the thing that got me just like, oh, okay, now this is very interesting, right? Because now all these other guys are coming to find out their lives isn't what they preach. And it comes, and then I'm starting to think that a lot of people who are getting into the space, Brian, and correct me if I'm wrong, I tend to think it's a lot easier for guys with no experience to come into the space because it's filled with a bunch of guys with no experience. Let me know if I'm wrong.
I would agree with that. I agree. And I think one thing, like I think I talked about it before, like, but I think the red pill it'll have you out here messed up and stuff. And I think one of the homies that support me, P-Ro, was talking about an old alpha male strategy video with the end game of the red pill, and it'll kind of have you down bad in your later years if you want to follow the ideologies to the T. But meanwhile, you got guys behind closed doors. You got Fresh simping for Miranda. You got Donald Sharp married. You got all these other guys over here having girlfriends and doing all this extra stuff. But they want to tell you you're a beta male for liking a girl or complimenting a girl or whatever like that. It's silly.
It's wild. And I get those DMs too about people who watch this kind of stuff and they're talking about, oh, well, I feel like I'm inadequate right now just because I date this girl. In order to date this girl, I feel like I have to be a millionaire and have my money up and all these different things. And it's like, no, bro, you don't need any of that. If anything, and it's the thing that I guess, like at least in our space, anyways, within this space, they kind of frown against. But what we preach is, no, you should be actively talking to girls while you're on your grind to the top. Like that should be actually part of your whole entire self-improvement because that's half of the other population. Listen, we already know right now, especially in modern times, most women don't even do that in terms of dating. And look how it's turning out for them. They're usually at home doing their thing and not making an effort to go out there. Don't mean y'all got to do the exact same thing. You actually have to go out there and try, because just like the results they're getting, you're going to get those same results. That's why I preach all the time. Y'all got to go out there and just go talk to a girl. A lot of these guys, they're just trying to teach y'all tactics and tips and tricks and strategy and all these different things. Guess what? With every strategy, you run out, dog. You run out of strategy. You have to learn how to be present in the moment. And I don't see a lot of these guys teaching that at all. And it's like y'all just sitting here buying into the little tactics and tricks. And then what happens? The girl ends up finding out you're fake. Why? Because you've been listening to fakes this whole time.
Man, terrible.
Let's get into this video. Let's get into this.
Let's get it.
Sycophant? Is that how you say it?
Sycophant.
For FNF, he will say anything to get views. I don't know what sycophant is. Y'all having the big words.
Sycophant.
Y'all having the big words. Listen, guys. I mean, come on. I'm an attorney for 20 years. Okay. Y'all saw what I did to fucking Suzette. Have black women emailing me all across the goddamn country, and Suzette's an attorney. All right.
Cracks me up, dog.
Don't. Come on. I'm an attorney, guys. I know I'm black. What do they call a black attorney in a tie in South Georgia? A nigga, right? Like, I know I'm black. I know, you respect the tie a little bit? Do you respect the 20 years?
Whoa! It's
a little bit.
I swear to God, bro.
Insulting. Shout out to Nick. Thank you so much, Nick. Shout out to car designer Chris. Thank you so much, car designer.
We gotta skip ahead. I gotta get to his. All right, there we go.
Keep
People
going.
do 4-hour live streams about me, talking about me, and I was like, I'm gonna try something a little risque. I'm gonna put it out there.
It was so convincing.
All right.
Wait, talk about. I'm glad he played that piece, because what the fuck happened with that Glenn and Cameron interview? What did y'all remember how he tried to spin it? Do y'all remember how Glenn and Cameron? If y'all don't remember the Super Predator video, man, y'all gotta go and watch it. I don't want to play it again on the stream. But listen, dude was talking about bagging 15 and 17-year-olds along with their mamas, right? And when he went on the stream with the lead attorney, and this guy is a manosphere, bro. And we went on the lead attorney. He goes on and says, "Oh no, this was just for marketing." I just said this for marketing.
Right.
So, like, my thing is, y'all are noticing a fucking theme with every one of these fucking losers, dog. Like, they come out here as soon as they get busted for doing something they shouldn't have been doing. Oh, no, it's trolling. Y'all, y'all simple-minded people don't understand the intricacies of marketing, right? Fresh on that bullshit, Super Predator on that bullshit, and Donny Boi over here is on that same bullshit. Let's get it.
What are we talking about now? We're talking about the trolling, all right? The trolling. Fresh is the short one, right? He's trolling everybody. Supposedly. I want to hear what you guys think about this argument. All right, let's listen to it for a second. Let's listen to what Donovan says.
It was so convincing that the people around him actually thought this thought was actually his girl. But these two dumbasses fell for it because they are pathetic, desperate, and envious. But
sign language. Did you hear the sign language? Pathetic, desperate, and envious.
This is why I fuck with the lead, bro. Because what have we been saying, Grime? Listen, all this shit that these guys are talking about that could have been applied to fucking women, the sign language, same insult, the need to be right or whatever it is, or guilt. I'm getting G in there, right? All of these different things, it could be applied to the same dudes who are making the exact same fucking criteria for it. Look at what he just broke down, and I'm glad he broke that down. Shame, needs, insult, need to be right. That's what he's doing. This dude is literally acting like some of these females, dog, and then coming out here to say that what y'all saw isn't what you all saw. It was just a troll.
Right. Like they're like elite actors or something like that. Like they're pulling a whole Matrix heist.
Like, are you fucking kidding me, dog? Like, are you kidding me? Like, what we and the thing is, one thing that made me just so like, ooh, I gotta go in on this video, bro. Like, the reason why it's just the way he says it, dog. You know, he sounds like one of those dudes that thinks he's really smart, like Rollo Tomasi, but they're not really fucking smart, right? And the way he's delivering that, just saying, you guys, like, I can't believe you guys actually thought that was real. Like, did you thought, like, bro, I'm sorry, did you not watch the same thing we were watching? Because that looked real. unless the audience were in on it, DJ Academics or all these other people, that should look real as fuck. So how do you fucking say with this fucking condescending smirk on the face, ironically, the same smirk he's talking about fucking Fresh having, and it's being the reason why this whole thing was fake? Nigga, nah, you're the one who's trolling everybody, you fuckface. You're the one who's doing it. Like, you trying to make us look stupid and covering for your boys over here. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. I don't want to hear it.
Terrible.
All right. None of us are attorneys. I'm the only one. Shout out to Suzette Speaks if she's in the house. I've actually had a few attorneys show up. Can anybody identify the problem with this argument? Let's play a game. Let's do a quiz. Who can identify the problem?
I like how he keeps flapping, flip-flopping back and forth.
It was so convincing that the people around him actually thought this thought was actually his girl. But these two dumbasses fell for it because they are pathetic, desperate, and envious.
Pointing at these two dumbasses over there?
Let's see if anybody can guess. What's the flaw in this argument? What's the flaw in this argument, right? Put away for a second the fact of the sign language. Yes, there was a ton of sign language. There was a ton of sign language in this. But what is the flaw in this argument? I know it's going to be a little bit difficult for you because it's kind of out of context, right? It's kind of out of context. But what's the flaw? It says sign language, shaming language. It's not really the flaw. There's not really the flaw in the argument.
Wait, whoa. Guys in the chat. First of all, welcome. I appreciate you. Make sure you get the likes up. But let's play along with this real quick. What do y'all suspect is the problem with Donovan Sharp's argument? And he already heard him say it. It's not the shaming language. It's not the shaming language that he's using. All right, let's pause it. Let me get some answers in the chat real quick. All right, what do you guys think is the problem with the fact that Donovan Sharp is using this freaking trolling argument as an actual argument of explaining what the fuck is going on with this whole Fresh and Fit situation? Put it in the chat. What do you think is wrong with his argument? Let's continue.
Evidence that he paid? No. Lex Foundation, you guys are getting y'all are getting legal here. Let me tell you what yes, we got a winner. We got a winner. Shout out to Mercury 007.
They got one.
You guys are ordered. You don't have to be attorneys for this. What is 007? He said, listen, it's contradicting. He called Fresh and Fit, he called Abba and Preach an idiot for being convinced, but he said it was so convincing. Yes,
Right.
shout out to Burke. You're exactly right. Not only did he say it was so convincing, he said everybody was convinced. Everybody around Fresh was convinced.
Not me.
DJ Academic was convinced. Everybody who heard this was convinced. But these two dumbasses, they were convinced. Like, Donovan, what are you talking about?
What are you talking
Right?
about?
What are you talking about?
Thank you.
Absolutely right.
Thank you. What the fuck are you talking about, Donny Boy? Like, what does that mean? You see how nonsensical that sounds, bro? And you know what the funny thing is? He actually, I mean, it is an out. The whole trolling situation is an out that Fresh is actually trying to use right now to finagle out of this situation. And, bruh, that's the big problem. You're a big walking, talking contradiction. And if you're supposed to be one of the heavy hitters in this space, how the hell are you going to sit there and spit in the faces of your own audience by telling them, no, you guys are all stupid for believing that. No, you're stupid. No. These guys over here, I'm preaching. No, they're dumb too. All right. It was clearly trolling. Like, how do you expect people to fucking trust what you say and take your word as gospel if you're contradicting yourself every other way? And this isn't just with the whole Fresh and Fit thing. This guy contradicts himself almost every argument he makes and doesn't realize it.
You pause it?
No, it's still paused. You good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Fresh he's definitely a walking contradiction, man. And I think the new thing is gonna be it was just jokes or it's trolling. It's not gonna be like, you know how they used to say, yeah, my account got hacked and everything like that. This is gonna be the new thing. I was just trolling. It was just jokes. Even Fresh's girlfriend Miranda said that. She was like, yeah, I was on TikTok and all those memes, they were just the trends of the time. It was just jokes. So it's like that's what they keep on coming back to. They just really think we're all just so stupid.
And that's the thing. The problem is, though, the reason why they're doing that is because they're used to dealing with these young kids that don't really have a whole lot of worldly experience. There's a reason why I say that, right? But just real world experience with girls. And the reason why I said worldly experience is because, listen, man, a lot of kids aren't going on in the real world to understand how shit works. They're not putting scenarios or have enough interaction with people to really suss out what's legitimate and what's not. You have to go through that experience first before you actually learn or learn from other people's experience. The problem is, especially with the internet, a lot of these kids, they're coming on YouTube, either they have zero experience at all, or they've had experience, or it turned out it's been negative, right? And they come in here, they listen to these guys who sound like they know what the fuck they're talking about, right? They do, so they buy into the bullshit, because part of the reason they buy into it is because it's like a lot of feel-good nonsense, right? It's just like, oh, hey, listen, it's not your fault that she didn't text you back in 2 hours. It's just because she's a hoe and she's texting another guy right now. And it's not your fault. It's like, wait, time out. Wait a minute. Right. She could have just been busy. Have you ever thought about that? I mean, I don't know, right? You're over here giving these guys wrong. I know guys right now who buy into this crap, right? And they talk about how they blew situations and relationships or potential relationship with women just because of that very same scenario, where it's like a girl doesn't message them back, and all of a sudden they're going in and just, oh, how dare you? I know you're talking to this other guy, right? You're getting these guys all gassed up and paranoid for nothing. And meanwhile, the girl was just doing homework. Like, I was just doing homework, but thanks for letting me know that you're a beta male simp, and that's what it is, dog. A lot of these dudes, they don't know. Right. Freaking know. So they come out here, listen to this bullshit, and thinking that that's what real world is, and it's not. And these guys, the reason why they're getting called out now is because a lot more people from actually have real world experience are coming in and say, no, time out, Donny Boy. What are you trying to say, bro? What are you trying to say? You can't say to all these guys they shouldn't date these type of women. If she said that too, just expect she's gonna be a hoe. If she's fucking if she's what's the other one? Single moms, you're not gonna all these different stuff that you put together, right? Then these guys go into the real world they start thinking about that, having a front, and they're actually potentially destroying relationship before it gets started. Because if you guys think that women can't sense these kind of like negative attributes that these guys are pumping your heads up with, you got another thing coming. I'm telling you guys right now, women have been sensing fucking subtext for the longest time. Subtlety is literally their game. They literally they do that without even trying. All right, that comes to body language, vibe, all that stuff. And when you're dealing with them and they sense and get the energy that there's like, yo, this guy is like really on me, and he's like, you know, you might think it's you trying to be alpha. Oh, I just gotta control the situation and shit like that. To her, it's just like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this guy, bro? The energy he's bringing in, and you lose out on that situation. And guess what? You're not gonna run the Donny Boi sharp and say, oh, well, Donny, I tried this and it didn't work. He's gonna tell you, you know, when you go to these guys, they'll tell you, oh no, you just gotta try harder and do it again. Not realizing that the very same information they're teaching you is wrong and flawed to begin with. Starting with this motherfucker's contradiction on the situation that's been happening this whole time.
Right.
Not bad. I had to go in for a little bit.
It's all good.
I had to. Let's go ahead and carry on.
Shout out to Mercury. Let's hear it again. Bro. Shout out to. I'm gonna start giving you guys like cash apps, like $20 cash apps. We're gonna play quizzes with this. It's so ridiculous.
It was so convincing that the people around him actually thought this thought was actually his girl. But these two dumbasses fell for it because they are pathetic, desperate, and envious.
Jesus Christ. I love Mercury. Shout out to Mercury, man. Shout out to him. Yes, and it's true. There was some ad hominem BS as well. Call it out, Bruce Taylor.
I call that same shit.
This is what you're putting up on your channel. This is the value that you're bringing to the YouTube space. Right?
Hey, lead. Hold up, bro. We've been trying to ask that same question, Doug. Donny Boi Sharp. What value do you actually bring to this space, bro? Like, real talk. Why would you decide to put this on your channel? And I told you, bro, this looks really freaking bad, Donny Boi. You sitting out here acting like we're stupid. This is really bad, and I'm glad somebody else is calling it out. But what are your thoughts on it? Right.
I don't know. I don't know what Donny used to talk about before. You know, he started running as a fresh and fit, and Kevin saying, like, what did he talk about before? Because I know his channel got cut down a couple times.
He was basically, what he did before in his older channels, what he would do is he would talk about like different like escapades and stories and like stuff from his blog about how his interactions with women, and he always got like very raw in it. He's like very raw in it. So the kind of shit that he was saying, if you even go onto his webpage or whatever the hell he calls it, right? His little webpage, it talks about how he's like a toxic man. Like he owns it. I'm the king of toxic masculinity or whatever the fuck it is, right? So he owns it, right? And part of the reason why he got banned because of how he like talked about women, like the kind of crap that he would say. Okay. So that was shit. And then people kind of report this channel and say, yo, this guy's on some fuck shit. And then they banned him twice. Twice, Donny Boi. Twice.
Twice. Yeah, so he's treading lightly now. That's why he ain't bringing that to the table like Dr. Red said. He got to keep on going. Appen preach beef, fresh and fit. Kevin Samuels, he just can't do it.
Yeah, because all of his original shit is done for. Like it's not. We're in a different era now. No one has the same kind of game that you didn't have back in your day, right? No one does. No one uses that anymore, bro. It's a new day and age, Donny Boi. You got to learn how to keep up with the times. If you don't, I'm sorry. You and your followers, like your channel, are gonna be left behind.
Yeah, I don't get people who follow him still. Like, what does he offer?
No, I think a lot of it is a lot of people follow him just because it's more like I wouldn't say a legacy follow, but they've been following him for so goddamn long. And kind of like we talk about with these fresh and fit standboys, right? Yeah. It's the exact same thing. Like we die hard Donny Boi all day long, right? Die hard all freaking day long. I get emails from fucking Donovan Sharp, what do you call it, standboys talking about you Dorothy and Diana. That's what they call us, Dorothy and Diana.
Wow, that's lame.
Oh, look at Dorothy and Diana. You always tearing black people down. Like, what's wrong with you? Hey, first of all, A for cleverness. Sure, I guess. Hey, listen. But you're watching a guy that thinks that all this stuff that you saw was a goddamn troll. So if we're stupid, I don't know what the fuck that makes you, bro. Like, just
I don't know what to call it either.
I keep saying this, but it's so true. To to my younger YouTubers, do not treat your channel like this. Do not disrespect your channel like this. Do not put out content like this.
Facts, dude.
There's so many
Blatant
contradictions, so many biases, where your credibility is just you're murdering your own credibility in front of everybody. In front of everybody. Mercury was exactly right. He said, "Oh, you know, my best friend Fresh," because he said they were best friends. My best friend Fresh, he was so convincing at trolling, he trolled everybody. Fresh got all of you. He trolled everybody. Fresh got all of you. He got DG Academics. He got all the girls in the studio.
Time out. Put a 1 in the chat right now. How many of you guys think what Donovan Sharp said about Fresh and Fit and this all being like a troll ruins the credibility of not only his channel, but the his side of the hardline manosphere side? Right? What do you put a 1 in the chat, or 2 if you believe it's not the case? If you believe that, you know, him just making this statement about all this being a troll is not going to affect this channel whatsoever. Let me know in the chat right now. 1, if you think it's going to negatively impact the credibility. 2, if you think this is not going to affect the oh shit, look at the ones.
He got Mike Rashid. Fresh got everybody. He was so good. My best friend is so good at trolling. But you dumbasses, you two dumbasses believed him. I was like, what the hell? These are the arguments I'm making.
Oh, goddamn lead, hilarious, bro.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. What does he say? Let's keep it going.
Asses fell for it because they are pathetic, desperate, and envious. But this is why you're a fucking idiot.
Jesus.
Fresh is trolling you, you idiot.
Jesus.
Look at the anger. Look at the time out, bro. This nigga is seething right now. What time out? Look at this. Hold on. Look at his face. Fuck you.
He is like that. He is like that.
Trolling.
Somebody was down there. Obsidian Ronin was like, even to me, tried to jump on the bandwagon because he did. I tried to look at the interview, but I couldn't really.
Oh no. We gonna find it. We gonna find it, bro. Because listen, dude, that's how you know these 3 guys, right? They're like the 3-headed horsemen of fucking fraudsters, okay? These motherfuckers, okay? You gotta understand. Before we go back into this video and look, I want y'all, while we're doing this, just look at this face. Pay attention. Look at this face while we talking about the situation, right? Because I'm about to break down the whole Fresh and Fit connection along with Rollo Tomasi and Donovan Sharp, all right? And I got inside sources on this one, all right? So this one's legitimate, okay? Here's the thing. As the first super chat on the Lead Attorney Show would suggest, Donny Boi does have a dying channel, okay? He's struggling to keep things relevant. And that's just facts. This is what it is, right? So the problem is he needs a way to get in new audience, right? And what I tell you guys about the hardline rep pill space, and the reason why a lot of people think it's so toxic, it's because they cater to a lot of these guys' feelings and inadequacies, right? So by putting all the faults on women and alleviating the faults from them, it makes them feel like, hey, you know what? We're guys, we can do no wrong. And yeah, the women are at fault, right? And there's only so long you can go with that before, because Donovan, he started this a long ass time ago. He's been around the game for a long time, right? But the problem with YouTube is your audience grows, and eventually they find out that the shit that you're saying is bullshit. So they unsubscribe and they move about the business. So these guys need a way to filter in more people. In comes Fresh and Fit, right? And Donovan Sharp, credit to him, right? He's actually the one that founded Myron Games, while Fresh Prince CEO over there was being his own thing, doing these stupid prank videos and shit, right? Bumbling around, not really making headway, right? Myron was actually a student of the goddamn game. He was actually in the audience with this whole conventions with Rollo, Anthony Johnson's. Real talk, dude studied the whole entire thing. Why do you think that a lot of Myron Gaines' talking points reflects Donovan Sharp, his mannerisms, everything? He's a complete mini-me of Donovan Sharp. That's all Myron Gaines is. So he started in it, learning what he can. And Donovan, what he did was then introduce him to the right people, because at this point, Donovan already knew Rolo and all that. So he just got him in that room. And there are only two ways you can grow in this space, right? You can do it the hard knocks way, kind of like you and I are doing it, where we're just grinding out with the videos, doing our thing, making things happen. Or you can find yourself a good network, and a network with guys who already have their audience of fair audience of simps, right? Who are ready to go and subscribe and support whoever their leader tells them to support. So with Myron, obviously being a sharp dude, looking around in the space, he's probably at that convention like, oh shit, there's a lot of fucking simps here. Like, damn.
Yeah,
y'all some simps over here. Let me figure out how to do. So he changes his channel from Unplugged Fit, right? And then what's his name? At this time, what's his face? Solo TV 84, the guy that says that Trump will be president last month or this month.
Right.
Hey, Solo TV 84.
Time is ticking.
We're almost going to December, bro. I don't think Trump's gonna be president. You're fucking crazy, dog. Right. So this guy, this crazy lunatic over here, decides to say, hey, you bumbling idiot doing prank videos. Fresh, come here. All right, sit down with this dude Myron. All right, he's spitting some facts. Yeah, bro, he's spitting some facts. All right, let's start a show. And the Fresh and Fit podcast was born. Now these guys, they were doing numbers, and they had the Kevin Samuels, the roommates, all these guests and stuff like that, and they were able to do it right, and they blew them up. But here's the thing, and like Allende said on this show, you guys heard it, right? Donovan Sharp behind the scenes the whole time was like, yo, he needs a person to hitch his wagon to. All right, that was his words. I need someone new to hitch my wagon to. Now, what does that mean, right? Well, that means that in this YouTube game, a lot of the older guys, believe it or not, just because you're established doesn't mean that's going to keep being the trajectory. You need something new. You need something fresh to keep your channel going. And with Donovan Sharp already being, where he's at, channel stagnating, you have this hot new thing, Myron Gaines and the whole podcast, it's going to make him relevant. And that's where a lot of the subs were coming from. Now, this time, exactly the same thing with Rolo Tomasi. They're doing the thing. Rolo's claim to fame is the Rational Male book series, right? All the bullshit nonsense he's been spitting out, right? And to be fair, I'm being a little petty, all right? I'm sorry, brother. I'm being a little petty. It's not bullshit nonsense. Only some of it's bullshit nonsense. But the majority of it, right? And he talks about, certain theories and stuff like that that could be plausible. Let's just make sure that we're being fair, right? Could happen, but it doesn't actually reflect reality because that's coming from your point or your standardized worldview on these certain things. So making millions of dollars, Rolo selling these goddamn books, doing this thing and whatnot. However, just like Donovan Sharp, they need access to new, fresh blood, right? And who better to provide you a fresh new trope of goddamn 17-year-old to 19-year-old who are not hip to this nonsense, but also are struggling with women? Ding dong, the Fresh and Fit podcast. Well, why not? So I'm going to go in there, actually get experiences with girls because, if you look at Rolo Tomasi, hold up. I'm going to pull up a picture right here. Look at this pretty guy right over here, right? This is the king of the manosphere, or not manosphere, the red pill movement. This guy right over here, this little mug. And how many of y'all believe that this dude was killing it right here? This guy. Right, he was slaying it with the ladies. Right, there he is at the goddamn the Anthony Johnson convention. Yeah. This guy over here. Right, look at this lady killer right over here. Look at this guy. Look at him. He'll take your bitch, bro. He will take your bitch. This dude ends up hooking up with the Fresh and Fit podcast crew, and that's how they've been keeping for them ever since. It's just to keep them relevant. It's the triangle of relevancy. But it's not just them. I think what this is turning into, especially with the Fresh and Fit boys, they're turning into the podcast promotion hub for a lot of fake gurus coming out, right? Y'all had Mr. Organic. It turns out he was a fucking fake. Y'all got Batman Cavo. Turns out he's a goddamn fraud. And Batman, we gonna cover your video too, bro, because you want some bullshit. But he's a fraud. So every single person that is involved in some fraudulent shit or has been known to not be legitimate has, guess what, congregated on the Fresh and Fit podcast. So it's a way to keep these goddamn fraudsters relevant, and it keeps them access to new crop of new blood who are interested in that materialistic shit. But I went on for a little bit. Let me know what you thought about that.
I think Fresh. I would say Myron is actually a mastermind when you think of it, because he's doing.
Yeah.
To be honest, like he picked Fresh. I don't think because he thought Fresh had game. I think he knew Fresh had more of a following than him, because Fresh had 100,000 before they even started the whole thing. And then Myron was Unplugged Fit, which is a weird ass name when you think about it. But then he came in, he got Fresh to come in and get his little connections going and everything like that. And then he brought in folks like Donovan Sharp, took their audience, brought in Rational Mel, took his audience.
Yep.
He brought in what? He brought in Kevin Samuels. He couldn't take his audience. Brought in.
He actually did. Right, he took some of Kevin Samuels' audience. The problem is a lot of them dropped off after the whole beef started, but some of them still stayed on. A lot of people don't know like the whole controversy between what's facing them and Kevin Samuels, right? How many of y'all in the chat actually knows the hidden beef between him and Kevin Samuels? So Fresh and Fit Podcast and Kevin Samuels. Y'all know they got a beef. Y'all know that. Y'all know that Kevin Samuels will not ever publicly fuck with Fresh and Fit ever again. Y'all know that, right? And it's not because of the Anna Quinn controversy. It's actually because Myron was on some fuck shit, kind of like you were saying, Grind and Motivate. He's actually very, very sharp. He's a very sharp dude, man. Yeah. And this guy, he plotted his way to where he's at right now. So that's something you can't really take from old boy. He plotted his way to where he's at right now. And you guys don't. Okay, Black Silver Stacker knows how that happens. These guys know. So Alicia. Yeah, you heard it. Yeah. So yeah, you guys already know the whole beef between Kevin Samuels and Roll Tomasi. But for those of you guys who don't know, essentially not Roll Tomasi, Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit. Essentially, Fresh and Fit Myron Gaines particularly, because y'all know what times Kevin Samuels have his shows, right? Y'all already know what time. Hold on, let me get my mug in here to explain this shit for y'all. All right. You already know when the time frames Kevin Samuels usually has a show, and it's different for y'all because I know y'all worldwide and whatnot, but it's usually around 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. or something like that, right? And the Fresh and Fit podcast, they would have their podcast times around that same time too as well. Mm-hmm. And Kevin Samuels was like, yo, like don't have the same time as my time, because now we gotta figure out what's going on with view times and audience, trying to figure out what's going on there. And then all of a sudden mine was like, oh, okay, well we'll try not to. That was on the phone. As soon as he got the phone, man, fuck Kevin Samuels, man, fuck that F dude like that. Calling him out his name, calling him gay and all that stuff like that. Oh yes, bro, he called him the F word that means gay, right? I'm not gonna say that, but you already know what he said. So he was saying all of that behind Kevin Samuels' back, and obviously there's been some contention going on. But needless to say, obviously Kevin Samuels that kind of dude that word eventually gets around to him, and it's one of those things where they, and there are other reasons among that too as well. But that's part of the reason why they stopped fucking with them. It's weird, bro. Yeah, and I agree, it is kind of creepy. let's kind of get into this, and then we'll switch over.
Dude, this is so obvious. Yeah. Do you?
Here we go again. It's so clearly, it's so obvious. Clearly, how you don't know what that does to an attorney. Clear, if you want to get on the attorney's nerve, just keep saying clearly over and over and over again. Clearly. If it was so obvious, then how did he have everybody convinced? If Fresh is clearly, obviously trolling Donovan, how did he have everybody convinced? It's not making sense.
Actually thought this thought was actually his girl, but these two will do
his thoughts.
Man, off my screen.
That the people around him actually thought this thought was actually his girl.
His thought.
But these two dumbasses fell for it because they are pathetic, desperate, and envious. But this is why you're a fucking idiot.
Hey,
look at his face, dog.
Sign language.
This is, dude. This is so obvious. Yeah.
So which one is it?
You're a fucking idiot, bro. This is so obvious, dog.
Is it that did he have everybody in the world convinced, or was it so obvious that he was trolling that no one was convinced? Was everybody convinced because it was so non-obvious, or were Abba and Preach idiots because it was so obvious? Are you guys picking this up? How can it be so obvious and not obvious at the same time? Because you don't have to be an attorney to do this. This is fucking ridiculous.
Hey, Caesar. and I like this comment, bro. Hey, I got my candle. I got my candle for the day. All right, it's half burned lavender. I'm sorry, dog. I just had to. I saw that. I'm like, hey, they be doing that shit though.
And if you are an attorney and you're listening to these arguments, you're like, Jesus Christ. Let me stop the show for a second. Let me stop the show for a second. Y'all don't know who this beautiful lady is.
Hold up. Guys, we're gonna skip to where Alba actually makes an appearance on the show and they actually talk about this. So let me see if I can get to that. Because I mean, that initial part that he was spitting was facts, and I'm glad that someone larger in the space was able to call that shit out, because you can't sit there and insult all of our goddamn intelligence, bro. And this is the main one of this video that I want to get to, and then we'll get into a fresher situation too. But yeah, let's go. Alba drops in the stream because obviously Donny Boi, you know, this is a black pillar apparently, and he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
What he's talking about?
Yeah, y'all remember that face old boy made? All right, y'all remember the face Donny Boi made? Okay, all right. So time out. Let me explain this because I was watching this before I was setting up this stream, right? So Donovan, the whole time Lead Attorney was live, was actually watching his show, right? And he was supposed to go on, but then what ended up happening was everybody in the chat was like, "Oh, yo, y'all gotta let Abba on. Abba's here and whatnot." So as soon as Abba got on the stream, dude hopped off. Like, Donnie was gone. he was out, dog. He was out. Because that would have been, hey, listen, Donny Boi, if you actually stayed on and did it, like, that would have been a dope ass stream, like, real talk. But then I go on, like, bro, I go on the Donovan's stream, right? I go to Donovan's stream as a stream of him watching this stream of Lead Attorney.
That's so lame. Yeah.
Beta! It's like, damn, dog. Listen. They have a stream about you. My boy's trying to invite you in, and then this guy pops in and you're out. And then you talking shit from a distance. Bruh, I can't.
Man, he's lame. You
can't take this man seriously, bro. You just can't, dude. Like, he's a goddamn pussy, dog. Like, I'm sorry.
That's girly.
I'm saying. That's so girly. Like, why didn't you get on the stream with Abba? Why didn't you? You sure hell you comfortable making a stream out there talking about these dudes are stupid. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Show your audience some of that manhood masculinity you've been talking about. Come here and debate against Abba Zaba Atlas. All right, he's here, and you didn't, bro. But you show up on the stream on the back end. That's Donny Boi for you. But let's hear what Abba has to say about this whole nonsense.
Preach should not be making fun of any speech impediments.
Right.
No one should be making fun of the way people speak, because that's what Donovan said. Donovan went on this 20-second thing where he's like, I can't believe Abba's making fun of the way Fresh speaks. Fresh has got his speech impediment, and that should be off limits. So that's what I said. I was trying to help him out. Then I showed a clip where Donovan is making fun of the way you and Preach talk. And so then I showed another clip, and he's making fun again of the way that you and Preach talk. Then I showed another clip, and he's making fun of the way that you and Preach talk. Then I showed another clip, and then a fucking another clip of when he's making fun of the way you and Preach talk. And then since Donovan's best friends, he calls them the best friends, since his best friends are Fresh and Fit, I showed a clip back in August of when Fit was making fun of the way Preach supposedly talked.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't want you to take me.
No. Don't worry. You didn't even have to do all that defense lawyer stuff. You good, brother. I wasn't even going to come at you like that. I think the main thing is that people aren't aware if you don't watch the channel all the time. But I have a character who's a bit of a dweeb. He likes Dungeons and Dragons. I just do that voice, and that's the exact same voice I did in that instance. So it wasn't an imitation of Fresh, other than to say. That being said, I didn't do a stutter. It's just a nerd character I do. So anybody who watches Abba and Preach knows that. That's one. But two, I'll be honest with you, brother. This is me. I don't really care about making fun of somebody's stutter. I think you can make fun of people for a lot of different reasons. If you're a content creator who's online, if people want to make fun of you for how you look, if they want to make fun of you because your head is bald and maybe you got a condition, if you ain't got no eyebrows because you got alopecia, people want to make fun of you. I'm okay with all of that. But that's me. Okay.
Listen,
that's why I don't even get mad when Donovan says, "Yo, Abba got titties." I'm like, "Hey, man, you want some breast milk? It's all good."
Hey, time out. Right. Ain't Donny Boi the one with the?
Yeah, Donny got the needle tits.
I remember you skit you did, bro. You had
Donnie's out bad. What is he saying?
Hey, listen, you have a habit, Donny Boy, of calling people out exactly what you are, bro. You are listen, I'm listening to your streams, bro, and I'll listen to your breathing in the back end. You sound like you struggling for air. I don't know if it's, listen. If it's because of the COVID thing, I understand, bro. But this is because you looking like, I've seen other photos of you, bro. You looking mighty larger than life, dog. So, hey, listen, I don't know what Myron's been doing with the little fitness stuff, but it ain't working because them titties are out on blast, dog.
Talking about he got PRT, but he still ain't got no muscle in sight. Terrible.
Hey, he got the TRT, right? Them bitches turn to estrogen on your titties, bro. That's what happens, dog. Like, it's crazy, bro. Hey, Myron, your boy Donnie over here looking mad.
Get him right,
crazy,
Myron.
Y'all. You gotta go, give him some of that fitness, bro, so he can start posing shirts. Better unplug his ass, dog.
Dude will criticize people or laugh at folks and then get mad when they do it to me. Now, if you have no argument for whatever it is that you're trying to substantiate and you're just using ad hominems, then it gets a little bit dull. But I'm not gonna get mad because folks want to say something. Like, hey man, get your breast milk, move. Everybody get some titties. Let's go.
I hear that, and I actually told a story about, when you and I did a collab, you had asked me about, one of my craziest.
That story's
amazing. Hold on, he gets into it. I want to skip that.
Envious, and you're coming to slander them. The reason that you made this latest video, he's saying that you made it because you wanted to marginalize them, you wanted to defame them.
Have you noticed that, Lead? The whole you're clout chasing. Everybody constantly says that.
Yes.
Isn't that strange?
Everybody
here all the time, even in the manosphere. Like, if you haven't been following it, I've just been barely following it, but there's some stuff that kind of kicked off in the manosphere itself. And some of that was all the clout chasing and all. You're just mad because these people have money and these other people don't. And it kind of devolves into this, and it gets away from real arguments. All right?
Thank you.
It's akin to saying like the new.
Thank you. This is. I took the goddamn words out of my goddamn mouth. This is exactly what we've been saying. This is they always pivot to the goddamn money and clout chaser argument. Listen. I'm not the only one saying this, all right? Go ahead and go call him a clout chaser. Go call lead attorney a clout chaser, right? Go call Abba and Preacher a clout chaser, which makes no sense because they got over 1.6 million subs. But no, they're clout chasers. They don't have money. Look at him, right? Apparently he doesn't have money, right? He's not wearing a chain. He's not wearing all that, so he's not credible, right? That's always the grunt. That's always the argument you hear these goddamn stands and these goddamn fake alphas use all the time. Why is it that they always pivot to the money and the status?
That's what I mean, that's how it is. That's how it is on even Instagram. Like, a guy who's sorry at training, he'll be the top guy because he got a bunch of followers and it looks like he's living a good lifestyle. Look at Dan Blazarian, how he was. Like, he's a perfect example of it. Like, that's what all the guys in the manosphere are like. Most of them are like that. They try to act like they're this guy and that guy and got all these different type of hoes. No, they don't. Especially Donovan talking about he had 10 girls at one time and all this. Get out of here, Donnie.
No, Donnie definitely caps. I see where Fresh got his cap from, bro, because he definitely got it off your bald head ass. Listen, it's not you did not do that. In your past record, bro, plus the girl you married, or I'm sorry, we're not actually supposed to say they're married, y'all. They're technically not, right? But the girl you're with, right, is the exact opposite of what you preach. So I'm sorry, bro, but like, you're the biggest capper because you never really lived that lifestyle. If you did, your life would be a lot different, and people wouldn't be like your exposed videos that people have on you. It wouldn't be as crazy because guess what? Your life's actually fucking legitimate. But if it's not, and it turns out that everything that you've been saying this whole entire time, you've been living the opposite. I'm sorry, bro. It goes, and the fact that this didn't kill his credibility once all this came out with Anthony Johnson and MGTOW dictionaries and some of these other guys. The fact that this didn't kill his credibility, but like people kept following him after that, just boggles the fucking mind. Because it's like, yo, this is the guy that's been selling you his womanese courses for years. Right, all of you motherfuckers, how to talk to hot women, how to deal with hot women, how to get rid of hot women. Some of these goddamn articles he's been writing, right? How the different types of hot women, all that. Then you look at the girls he dates. And it's the complete opposite, bro. So I'm just like, bro, how can I fucking listen to you and take you seriously if your life is up until this point has been a joke? He likes to talk about how he got like in trouble for like fighting and beating up dudes and whatnot, and then come to find out, no, that was BS. That was BS. He's just making.
Oh, that was a lot too.
Yeah, he got in trouble for like a fraud. He was actually committing. I don't know if it was credit card fraud or some shit like that, but he was committing actual fraud. Like, dude,
I saw that. I did see that.
His mugshot. Yeah. They booked him for fraud, and now he come to YouTube because he did that shit in the real world. I think it was identity theft. I think it was, bro. Hey, listen. I know y'all know what it is. If you guys find the link, let me know. But I think it was with he got booked for fraud, but then tries to make it seem like his record was all about like fighting people and beat people up and shit. And it's like, bro, the fraudery is real. You're not a fighter, bro. Just admit it.
Exactly. Yeah, he's one of them regular guys that thinks he can fight because he's a little big, got a little size on him.
Yup, that's facts.
Somehow clout chasing because they cover a celebrity, or everyone's clout chasing because they comment on government officials or public celebrities. Like, it's not all clout chasing. I think if you do commentary and you talk about things that are relevant in the public sphere, odds are you're probably talking about celebrity related stuff or things that are popular or interesting. And at the end of the day, I think when things are out there, whether it be the Travis Scott incident, whether it be somebody like Britney Spears getting emancipated, people are going to want to talk about all these different topics. I don't think it's clout chasing to want to necessarily discuss it.
Absolutely.
And I'm certainly not going to sit here and justify myself and be like, well, I got more subs than you. I get more monthly views than you. I get more money. It seems so juvenile to come here when we're talking about ideas and then be like, my numbers. So I think people gotta, get out of that kind of juvenile thinking and try to look at something bigger and be like, hey, is there any points that this person is making? And as far as like Donovan's response and what I've seen so far, hey man, listen, bro.
Come on.
Listen, brother. Listen. I get a lot of people who react to our videos. Sometimes good, sometimes negative. And I'll watch it. And if it's negative, if they got some good points, I'm like, hey, you know what? That made a lot of sense. I can see where your critique is coming from. I thought it was kind of poor. He disagrees, and that's okay. I'm not gonna get mad about it. But it seems like he's really upset about it.
He is.
It's super crazy. And I was listening to it, and I did not hear one good argument. But again, and to shout out to him, he did acknowledge his bias in the very beginning. He said, Fresh and Fit are my best friends. He said that, when you guys came after them or did that video exposing them in the summer, that he didn't really say anything. And so he felt super bad about not saying anything. He felt like he was a bitch and he had so many energy. He even said that he apologized to them for not saying anything when, as I noted before, a lot of content creators weren't saying anything because the information you guys were putting out, it was really exposing some bad behavior that they ended up apologizing for later on.
Yeah. I was gonna just say, in regards to me watching that video as he was going off, I think you kind of touched on it a lot through your monologue, but I think whether we all have our biases. Okay, everybody is biased. If you're watching a male and you are a male, you may have a male sex-based bias. If you are watching somebody who had the same profession as you, they're both military, you guys may have a bias there. There's a lot of biases that are constantly playing into all of our discussions. Okay, and acknowledging those biases is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think we can all be honest enough to say, all right, I'm probably biased in a lot of conversations. That's not necessarily an issue. I think if you tell that to your viewers, fantastic. Afterwards, when you are giving your arguments, your viewers understand, okay, if this person starts to give really faulty arguments, the frame might be, okay, the bias is what's really framing this argument. But if you give sound arguments, I think a lot of people can look back and be like, yo, despite this person being biased, they really gave a real attempt to eliminate that in their head. It's not enough to say, I have a problem. Okay, well, great. You've acknowledged your problem. What are you doing to remedy the issue? And I think that's what he failed to do. in the conversation. I think even in his own fans have really like blasted him for from what I saw. So you have to ask if your viewers, the people who are rooting for you, are looking at you and be like, "Yo, this is really suspect in terms of your character. It really looks weird." Then that should give you pause to be like, "All right, maybe I did fuck something up, and maybe I need to take a second look."
No. It did not give this nigga pause at all. Like, we're talking about Donny Boi over here, all right? Donny Boi has no chill what the fuck ever, bro. Because, listen, he had his own live stream today, basically doubling down. So, listen. He doubled down and bitched out because you was on this stream right now. But I'm just telling it as I see it, okay? But this dude is still on that same BS. And you know what's the crazy thing, Grind? This guy hasn't even, like, addressed his audience on that goddamn issue. On the fact that he lied to him.
Talking about Fresh?
I'm talking about Donovan.
Oh yeah. He's not. Donovan's like a homer, man. Like it doesn't matter whatever he says, he's gonna act like it's right. Like you know how you box and everything, so you know how it is when you got like a boxing coach or something like that, and you be like, oh, you know, I went over here and did some swimming or something. They'd be like, nah, back in our day, we used to run, hit
yeah, you got one coach focusing on, you got to do strength and condition. The other one, you got to do cardio. And it's like, well,
right.
Which one? This is like, no, this is the right way. It's like either way, like it doesn't matter which one's the right way. What's going to give you the right result, right? Which one's going to be? What's your coaching style? I got to look at your background. What have you done, right? It is what it is, but it's like one of those things. Hey, first of all, if you're actually boxing out there, you do need some form of cardio. Just throwing it out there, and I think you need both strength and conditioning, but cardio on the other thing. Yep. But it's like one of those things where, to your point, it does make sense, bro. Listen, if the guy that's supposed to be teaching me about a game and all this different stuff, and is coming out and he's being disingenuous to his own audience, and it turns out that he's being exposed for doing the same thing that he advises you, not doing the same thing that he advises you not to do, but he's not doing the same thing that he's advising you guys out there to do. That's a problem. Because then y'all, this is what we're trying to say, because y'all, like Lita was saying, like y'all think we're clout chasers, y'all think we're haters or whatnot. I see some of y'all in the chat right now. Hey, listen, Fresh and Fit Stance, I appreciate you being here, buddy. Really, thank you so much. But you guys like to think that we're clout chasers and haters. We're not. We're just talking about the inconsistencies these guys were talking about from day one, right? The shit that we've been saying was exactly what DJ Academics pointed out. Now, some of y'all might think he's a bitch for doing it. It is what it is. All I'm saying is, what we were saying is, this guy here does not look like he practiced what he preaches. And then his own friend came out and says, this guy here is definitely not practicing what he's preaching. And then y'all calling us haters for telling the truth. Why is it, and I want to ask you guys this question over here, you guys in this, you can stand boys in the building right now, okay? I want to ask you guys this question, all right? Why is it so hard to convince you guys that you're being brainwashed? Like, why is it so hard? Like, why is that the hardest thing? Like, why is the hardest thing is to convince you guys that you guys are being lied to and being scammed right now? Why is that so hard? Why is that so hard for y'all to believe? Like, I got nothing against these guys. I'm just saying, like, why is it so hard for y'all to believe the fact that these guys, Donny Boi over here, might be scamming y'all? And what's so wrong with us just saying, hey, y'all are being scammed? Like, what? I'm sorry, but that's the argument they like to pivot to. I'm about to play a little bit more of these, and then we'll go into the Fresh situation, the whole situation. Because listen, I told you we're gonna give you a 360-degree, all right, 24/7 breakdown of what this is, what's happening here, all right? Because I'm not gonna let them run with this idea that this shit's a troll. I'm not gonna let y'all get away with this shit. Right. Donny Boi, you gonna have to come out with another stream addressing this shit, bro. All right, you can come out with a stream, address fucking Abba and Trees, preach, right? And then you go in and lurk around the fucking lead attorney stream and not show up. But you're not gonna dodge this goddamn answer, bro. You need to answer your audience. You need to answer not only your audience, Fresh and Fit's audience, on why you think they're stupid enough to buy into the fact that all this is trolling, right? And I think it's even worse that all these other dudes are actually buying into the framework that you're putting out, Donny Boi. So I'm sorry, bro. You're actively making these dudes look terrible. Oh shit! Like, you can't help but to not laugh at this, bro. Like, you can't help but to not just look at this and say, "Damn, bro!" Like, this is either very funny or, like, I don't know. I feel so sad for people who are still watching this shit.
Right.
Oh shit!
Yes, or it can really even make you question the real motive of the video itself, because it seemed like the motive was to kind of attack you.
Yeah.
When honestly, if you really listen to his video, it could absolutely be that the motive of the video, there were only really 2 intended viewers for that whole video.
Pay attention,
Right?
y'all. Pay attention.
The 2 people that he calls his best friends.
Yeah.
And if he can show that he stood up for them, then it really doesn't matter what anybody else says.
Yeah.
Boom.
I would say also, the friendship is not necessarily the bias that I think is most interesting. I think it's the financial bias. Fresh and Fit, shout out to them. They have a platform that a lot of people watch and tune into, and a lot of folks really.
Hold up. Yo. Y'all need to pay attention to what this man's about to say. He just said the financial incentive. Pay attention what my man Abba is about to say about these foods right here. All right. Matter of fact, I might just slow this bitch down. No, let's play it first, and then we'll play back, and then we'll slow it down.
We go on their platform to grow their own brands and sell more courses, right? So there's also a financial benefit to it. Now,
Let me play that back. Play it back slow. Hold up. We'll do it. We'll do it at 0.5%. Let's do that. No. We'll speed up a little bit, just a tad bit.
I see that boy Kevin Ray Wilder down there.
Hey, Kevin's in the. Hey, yo, Kevin, what's good, bro? I don't know if you're still streaming, but hop on. Let's do this, dog. If you can, bro, let me know. I'll send you a link right away, dog. But yeah. Okay, listen. Abba, I'm about to play this back in slow motion because he talks about the financial incentive. Guys, this stream just dropped today. Like Abba just randomly dropped in this Lead Attorney stream. So don't sit there and say this is all plot, this is all conspiracy. No, it's not. What he's telling you, what Abba's about to tell you, is literally from his own independent observation. Matter of fact, the observation I just broke down to you guys earlier, and what's going on. So let's take a look.
Sell more courses, right? So there's also a financial benefit to it. Now, I can't sit here and say that is 100% the reason because I don't know what's going on in his head. But I always am suspicious of people who come out to defend folks who pay their bills or help pay their bills or help put money in their pocket. Because then I'm like, you can't really talk bad about, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's your boss, for example, you're defending your boss, you don't really have a choice. Not to say that necessarily.
Boom. Let me play that one more time. I don't think y'all heard it. I don't think y'all heard. Let me just play that one more time, so it's not like I'm losing it here. Okay, hold up.
Shout out again to Mediocre Tourism View. Sorry about that. What were you saying?
Yes. Oh, shout out. I'm glad to hear that he's doing better and he's healthy.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of
Hey, story to tell. Shout out to you. I see you in this. I see you in this super chat over here. I appreciate you, brother.
Happy for him that he's doing a lot better. Shout out.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, we just cover everybody the same. I think there's sometimes.
Oh, no. Hold up. I went past it.
Because I don't know what's going on in his head. But I always am suspicious of people who come out to defend folks who pay their bills or help pay their bills or help put money in their pocket. Because then I'm like, you can't really talk bad about, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's your boss, for example, you're defending your boss, you don't really have a choice.
Listen, I had to play that in slow motion so y'all can hear it. Donny Boy over here is essentially doing what he does best, which is defending his bosses, the people who pay his bills. Yo, listen, bro, this could not have been better coordinated, bro. Like, real talk, we just talked about earlier how the reason, the whole triangle between Donny Boy, Rolo Tomasi, right? And then you have the Fresh and Pit podcast crew, right? He saw it. It's right. They're paying Donny Boy's bills right now. That's what it is. Donovan Sharp needs the Fresh and Fit podcast crew to grow. He needs them for absolute life.